everybody. Hello and welcome. More of this shit. All right. Welcome, everybody. Monitoring several different conversations on the ham radio. I'll go ahead and turn that noise down for a minute. We've got a net going on over there on the NI4CE. It's the Eagle net, which is a traffic net. And then we've got some people talking over on the SARnet as well. I am traveling right now. We are on I-75 northbound, and I'm heading up to Tampa. I'll be going in the morning with a bunch of friends to the Tampa Ham Fest. And it's going to be at the Strawberry Fairgrounds in Tampa, or in Plant City, Florida, which is east of Tampa. Plant City is a great place to have events like this because it's outside of Tampa, and you can get a little bit better deal on your accommodations. All right. So anyway, hey Victor, what's up, buddy? I see you found it. And hey Bill, listen, I think a notification went out, but I'm not sure. We're also not really keyworded well tonight either. So, but this is a great way to test the system and to basically see if this is all going to work. Tonight, what you're looking at on the screen is. Well, I'm there. I know you really can't see me. You could see me better earlier, and then I started messing with it, and now you can't see me at all. So I don't know what I got to do to get that fixed. If I can reset it or something, I don't know. I don't know. I can barely see myself in the camera, so I don't know what's going on. I've got a little red light up here, but apparently it's not enough. Yep, that still didn't really help. So, but anyway, I'm here. You can see there. Hello, everybody. We are, like I said, we are on I-75, and we are currently in Charlotte County, going through an area known as Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte. This is the oldest county per capita in the state of Florida. The average age here is like 58 years old. One of the oldest in the country. It's basically just a lot of people come here from up north. They buy a house and they live here half a year for a while, and eventually just moving on down and staying the whole year. That's kind of the migration pattern that we're seeing right now. Well, Victor, settings probably, or a better camera. That little square where I'm at in the lower left corner, that is my laptop camera. So it's really, it's not a really good camera. The other two, the two top cameras, those are $175 cameras each. They are pan tilt zoom, full 4K, the whole bit. They're really nice cameras. But the one that's on me is not. I may have to eventually upgrade that to a better camera. But anyway, we also have Waze up, and we've also got Google Maps going on two different devices. There is no rain, so I don't have the radar up, which is something I sometimes watch when I'm traveling. Up there earlier, we're leaving in the morning at like 8:30, and I didn't want to get up here at like 11 o'clock at night, because believe it or not, when I get up here, I still have a show to produce and put in double remotely, but it has to be done. It has to get done. Anyway, that's what we got. Tomorrow I'm going to like I said, the Tampa Ham Fest. I'm going to be taking my stand-up rig and my battery and my AT&T jetpack and I will be, I'm going to be walking all around there and shooting video and talking, and I want to see how long the ARRL representative bothers to hang out. They left around lunchtime on the first day at the last Hamfest I went to. Almost a lack of interest itself in even being there. Yeah, we're going to work on a better, a more lighted camera. All the rest of my stuff for the rest of the weekend will all be during the day. I think this will be the only night drive. I will have the Hamfest tomorrow. Looking to go on about 11. Also, Carlotta Alada's going to be there. She's planning on going on her channel sometime as well. And I think we may go on her channel for a while, then come on my channel for a while. So, Joseph, KM4OVZ, is going to be there, along with a bunch of ham radio guys from the Tampa area that Joseph and I have made friends with over the last year. And so this ought to be a lot of fun. And then I will be coming up here with this group up here. It's just a small group here in Tampa. I like that. And I will be doing Winter Field Day with them coming up in January. So very much looking forward to that. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I've got the mic right here towards pretty much pointing right at me. But I'm not using the best mic. I'm using more of a portable mic. So I'm hoping, man, these people are crazy. I drive fast, okay, but I'm doing 75, and it just seems like they're really moving tonight. I'll do 80. I won't go over 80 though, because I don't like getting pulled over. I have a real thing about getting pulled over, because I can't stand dealing with the government. Anytime they pull you over, the main purpose of pulling you over is to see if you're compliant or not. And if you're compliant and you do everything the nice officer says, he might let you go. I don't like that game. Anyway, and I was a cop. I'm not anti-cop. I'm exhausted with the game. Anyway, something else you're seeing on the screen there is the FT8 and also the radio. Notice we're on 7 megahertz, 7.074. That is the, I believe that's correct. 7.074, yeah, I think that's correct. That's the frequency for WSJTX to talk on FT8. I believe that's correct. Yeah, 7.074. And so you can see there, I've got now my antenna's messed up. I'm not talking on it right now, but it's still receiving okay. And I'm buying a new piece for it at the Hamfest tomorrow. But here's the thing. On this list, as it moves, you guys can actually see, or at least I hope you can, you should be able to actually see the different states and where they're from. You can see all the little state abbreviations there. That's also a distance from my car in miles, and also the azimuth, what degrees they are from me on the right. So there's a lot of information there. You can see a call sign calling a call sign from a grid, and there's the time, there's the signal strength, all that information, and even the 4-digit number is the actual frequency within the frequency that you're on. So really, really a cool thing. We're going to be doing a lot more with, we'll be doing more with FT8 as we go forward. Once I get my radio and the computer talking on a first name basis, we're going to start doing a lot more FT8, because FT8 can be kind of fun, and you're basically just making contacts radio to radio, but it's also computer to computer. So that's what's kind of neat about it. And because it's computer, it does a lot better. It has a better ear than you do. and it can actually make contacts that you couldn't make with phone is just voice, which is really cool. Um, I absolutely love getting on there and just talking to somebody on phone and actually making a physical contact with someone on phone. However, I also get enjoyment out of the FT8 as well because it's really a pretty cool thing how it works, and you can make a lot of contacts. Let me get my chat room disappeared. Let me get that back up. Okay, yeah, and I am able to glance over at the chat. I've got it kind of close to the road, so I will be kind of watching the chat. If you guys put something in, I will see it. Um, there's a few things I did want to kind of talk about tonight while I'm on the road. I think one of the things I really want to talk about tonight is something that really sticks in my craw. Now, I'm not a speed demon, but I do drive at or above this, right around the speed limit. I like to go as fast as I safely can go. And one of my pet peeves is people that are discourteous to other people on the road. Because if we all work together, the roads work really well. But the problem is, a lot of times, we end up with some asshole over in that left lane that won't yield the lane. And it ends up being a dick size issue. And you'll get some guy over there and he's like, I'm not being pushed out of this lane. Well, guess what? It's the law, bucko. You are not allowed to ride in that left lane. It's against the law in most states. You are not allowed to ride in that left lane. Like I'm right now in the middle lane. I can stay in this lane all the way to Tampa, and it's not a problem. I can pass that car in front of me on the left or the right, although it's always best to pass on the left. And as long as I stay in this lane or the lane on the right there, I'm fine. I can ride in this lane all the way. But if I want to pass this guy, I can use the left lane to pass him. The moment I'm clear of him and it's safe, I need to get back over in this lane again. You're not supposed to stay in that left lane. Surprises me the number of people, especially people that are foreign and not used to driving in this country, that don't seem to understand how that works. It's fundamentally one of the most important rules on the road, because it's one of those rules that allows us all to get along out here, and I think it's so important. Yeah, I would love to just put them right into the effing wall, if you know what I mean, like NASCAR style. However, that's not practical, nor is it allowed. So I get up behind them and I harass them. I sit right behind them with the high beams on, and you can see there's a guy up there that just passed us. He's riding in the left lane. Now that guy behind him wants by. He should have yielded that lane, but he didn't do it. What he does, he speeds up and he acts like, oh no, look, I'm still passing these vehicles up here. That's a common tactic on here. It's fine as long as they speed up enough, but let's keep it moving. Not all of us want to drive like Granny down the side of the road. I tend to go about never more than 10 over. That's my threshold. And it's not that I think it's safer or it's not anything else other than I just don't like dealing with the government. I don't like that interface. And so I purposely don't do anything that could get me in trouble. Yeah, you can flash your lights all day and they'll throw their hands up like, I don't know what you mean. It's like, yo, asshole, I'm I'm the fourth car to come up behind you and flash the high beams at you, and you still can't figure it out? You stupid, stupid bastard. Oh my God. What is wrong with people? Again, I think it's 50-50. I think it's 50% ignorance, a lot of foreign drivers. And I don't say that in a bad way. It's just they're not used to driving here. We have some rules here that are kind of unique, and that's one of them. The whole passing lane thing. Now, this only counts on multi-lane highways. But if there's 4 or more lanes, 2 in each direction, then the left lane becomes the passing lane and the right lane becomes the travel lane. If there's 6 or 8 lanes like we're dealing with here, then of course, for sure, the left lane is only for passing. And it's getting cold. 61 degrees outside. We don't get a lot of cold down here. We'll get down to freezing about once a year, maybe one night a year. We'll flirt with a little bit of frost. But that's about it. We really don't get a whole lot. Yeah, I agree. The problem is the test is written to test to see if you memorize stuff, not to test to see if you understand. It's the same thing with all the tests in school. Tests are always about memorization. They're never about, or generally never, about understanding why we do something and why it's done a certain way and things like that. Wind chill is minus 20. Oh, it's minus 28, minus 33 Celsius. You've got to the point where the Celsius and the Fahrenheit they switch at some point where it looks worse the other way. Yeah, that's crazy. 50 degrees in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Or actually, we should call it Arkansas because that's how it looks. So right now, there's something coming up this weekend I want to talk about, and this one's probably worth spending an hour to see if you can do it. The Geminid meteor shower is tonight and tomorrow night, and although it's tonight and tomorrow night is actually the peak. I'm not sure yet, but I may do some kind of live show outside tomorrow night. I can do it. I think I can set up a show where I'll be outside the car and we'll be watching the sky for meteors. I think I'm doing that tomorrow night up here. We're in a somewhat of a dark sky, pretty close to a big city, but I'm always surprised it's still kind of a dark sky location, so we can kind of check it out and see how many we can see. Well, I can't get the thing to transmit on data U or USB, so I'm bringing another thing I'm doing this weekend is Joseph is a hell of a lot smarter than me, and I'm going to see if he can figure out what maybe I'm doing wrong, because I've spoke to HRO. They will take the radio back. They'll give me a refund or another radio. They're being very accommodating. However, that being said, I really just want my radio. I don't want to have to ship it back and all that bullshit. So, Joseph's going to take my radio. And then he's going to go through the setup on his laptop for it and completely do it. And I'm going to leave. I'm going to drive away and go do something else. And sometimes that works because then my luck won't be in the room. But hopefully we can get it working. I don't know. I don't think the radio's broken. I don't think I've got something set right or whatever. But I followed 4 different videos. Each video had different settings in WXJTX. So I'm not even sure what the hell to set shit on. But I also found the official manual from Yaesu Company on how to connect to WSJTX. And there's actually an official manual. It's got color pictures and everything. And I followed that to the letter on 3 different computers, 2 different operating systems, trying 3 different USB-A cables, and it's no dice. So like I said, we're literally going to factory reset the radio because I don't really have any settings in it yet. We're going to factory reset it, and then he's going to sit down like he's brand new and never done it before, and he's going to hook it up and get it working and see if he can get it working. If it does the same thing after he does that, then on Monday I got to send HRO screen captures of 4 or 5 of the setting screens. They're going to check things on their end, and then they're going to send me a ticket if it needs to be sent back. I contacted Tigertronics, which I like. They make the Signal Link box, and I went and I called them up. Real nice lady. They're very helpful. I called them up and I said, hey, what I'm trying to do, I want to know if you guys will allow me, do you guys make a cable for the FT710? And she told me that my cable for my FT100 will actually work on my FT710. Those radios have 30 years between them, or 20 years between them. But that's what they're saying. So I may try that too. I don't know. I really don't. The rig control works. It's just the audio going into the radio. Obviously, I get audio coming out of the radio. Hey, Junior, what's up, man? Hey, Deploribus Unum. And hey, what's up, Heath, a.k.a. Comms Prepper? What you guys doing out there tonight? Ron, Chuck. Man, everybody's coming in. Eyes on heaven. And guess what? I have no idea how many people are in here because with the screen configuration I have, I don't see total chatters. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. What was that, Ron? I use DataU. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't. I've tried both. I've got it set to rear. I've got it set to front. I've got it set to data. I've got it set to USB. I set it on this. I set it on that. Oh, nothing works. A little Andrew Dice Clay for you there. A clean version. It's hard to do a clean version of Andrew Dice Clay. His entire act starts out with him lighting a cigarette. It takes 7 minutes. After he lights the cigarette, his very first line is, "So my tongue was up." I'll leave the rest to your imagination. I love the Dice Man. Hey, Carlotta, what's up? Crowbar, what's up, man? Yeah, I used to be a night shifter, and then I became a geriatric. Oh my God, I got to tell you guys something. The older you get, the harder that night shift becomes. You become a sundowner like Joe Biden. By 5 o'clock, you're looking for a nap. Oh, here we go. He's doing about 90. Not too fast. No trucks, left lane, next 71 miles. All right, I hope everything sounds okay. I am, like I said, I'm not using my expensive mic system in the car. I just use a single mic that has like a little, it's like a standalone mic. tomorrow night. I'm doing a show tomorrow night, one way or the other. But either way, we may do something cool, really cool tomorrow. I'm gonna try to set it up to where we'll do the show outside the car. It's going to be chilly tomorrow night, but it's actually going to be warmer than it is tonight, so it shouldn't be too bad. All right, we are in an area now called Inglewood or Venice. Cube Smart. Have you noticed we've all become hoarders? I went down that rabbit hole one time. I moved out of my apartment because I sold it. Actually, I moved the shit out so I could fix it up and sell it. And I put it all in a storage room. 2 years later, I'm still paying like $200 a month for this damn storage room. And it just became a burden around my neck. And that's what those people hope. And I was finally, I finally got a place. And I got all my stuff moved out of there. But man, what a pain in the ass. Nokomis. My team back when I did Florida Paranormal Research, I ran that team. I started it. We went and we did a live broadcast from this fish restaurant. It sits out over the water on a dock, and the people keep seeing ghosts in there at night. And we went in there and actually got some activity in there. It's one of the more active places that I investigated. I investigated a lot of places that I didn't feel anything. I didn't seem like there was anything. But some places, you knew there was something there. And that was definitely one of them. It preferred the kitchen. It liked back in the kitchen. It had been there a long time. So I don't know what the story is behind the spirit or whatever. Well, if you want to go around me that way, that's fine. I'll just stay in this lane. I'm not in the left lane, so it don't matter. See that guy up there in the left lane? He's getting over now. Okay, good. Very good. Very good. I won't say anything now. Good boy. That was a fire truck that just went over the overpass with all the different colored lights all over it. I was trying to figure out what that was. I'm like, Jesus, that's a fire truck. Oh, he's got him a load of carpet. All right, and let's see what else is going on today. Weather's been quiet. Matt Devitt, our chief meteorologist, came back today to record his weather, and he walks in and he says, "How's it going?" I said, "How are you doing, Matt?" He goes, "Well, I'm having about the slowest week every night on my show for the last 4 or 5 nights. Other than some snow, we really don't have any thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings. It's a time of year where it can be quiet for the whole contiguous 48 states sometimes, from time to time." Now see, that carpet guy pulled ahead of me. Now he's backing back up. The guy behind him is flashing. So I've got my cruise control on. My speed is a steady. It's constant. So now he's got to speed up with his carpet to get out of this guy's way. Run over, carpet guy. Oh, nope, that guy went around the other way. He's like, I'm not even waiting on your ass. But here comes another one. Here comes another high roller, fast mover. And he's not even going to screw with him. Why is that asshole out in the left lane? Oh, now he's trying to get over again. It's like, get out of that lane, you butt. I'll leave it there. That guy's got blinking green and yellow lights in the front of his truck. That don't make no sense to have that on tonight. Unless he just knows he's more important than the rest of us, I guess. Wow, guys, I'm doing 80. I don't get what's going on here. They're all passing me. Everybody's passing me. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. But I just don't go faster than that. should be no speed limits up on these interstates. People go as fast as they want anyway. So by putting speed limits, you're putting a bigger divide between the faster cars and the slower cars. If you just allowed people to pick a speed and told them, we are going to strictly enforce that the left lane is a passing lane and the right lane is the creepy crawler lane, and we're going to keep it all, let's all work together out there, Yeah. I talk to anybody on ham radio. I don't care. Like, I was on one night talking to a guy on FT8, not voice, but FT8, and he was in Russia, and he ended up, another guy come on from Ukraine, and I got him, and later on they made contact with each other, and I think what that says, and you can think it's corny or whatever, and maybe it is a little bit, but the truth is, amateur radio is supposed to be born out of friendship and cooperation. We cooperate all across the globe by making our frequencies match up. Our country has to decide what frequencies they're going to let us use. But it's not just haphazard. They need to let us use the same frequencies that the other countries allow their people to use. So it becomes a big international coordinative effort to make sure that we get as many ham channels to line up as possible. Autobahn, there you go. People go as fast as they want anyway. I really don't think, if you made it unlimited, I really don't think you'd see much more speed than you see now. And you can still get pulled over and arrested on the Autobahn if you're driving recklessly. They're not measuring speed, but you're still not allowed to drive recklessly or carelessly. Careless would be a infraction. Reckless would be a crime, depending on the severity of the driving, Gulf beaches. Okay, so the best meteor shower of 2025, the Geminid meteor shower, peaks tomorrow night. It's going to be out there tonight, but it peaks tomorrow night. And you could see so many of them. Let's see. Yeah, the peak night is tomorrow night. Tonight you can see them, but the peak night is tomorrow night. All right. Earth is going to be passing through some debris from a rock comet called 3200 Phaethon. There you go. Forecasters expect dozens of bright germinates per hour during the night of tomorrow night. Tonight, 50 to 75% of the show. Tomorrow night, 100%. Tomorrow night's the big night. If you are in a dark sky location tomorrow, and you lay down and get some patience. Now, what I tell people, if you're gonna seriously go look at meteors, bring a blanket and go lay in a field. You can't stand there and look up. In 8 minutes, your neck's gonna be hurting. You need to go lay down with your face straight up and open your eyes and just look and enjoy yourself. Take some time and just enjoy it. It's amazing. But just you drive out there in your car, and so you're going to be in your car, no problem. What you do is some cars, if yours will do it, you can lay on the hood and the windshield. That works. Or you can bring something and sit it next to the car, But you definitely don't want to stand there and look up, or even sit in an upright chair and look up, because you need to look straight up. The best time to see it is during the moonless hours of 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That 4-hour window is going to be the best viewing time. Like I said, that's when we're in show tomorrow, so we may try to go out and see if we can see some of them tomorrow. All right, here we go. Bee Ridge in Sarasota. Suncoast Technical College. Okay, so now we see traffic starting to tighten up. So since traffic's tightening up and I've caught up with it, now it's time for me to use that left lane. So now I'm legal to use it now because I'm passing a vehicle that's moving slower than I am. That's all you have to have in order to use it. Not a big deal. The number one reason for congestive slowdowns on the interstate is people that don't do lane cooperation. People that do not get over when people flash. People that do not, whatever. Now, I got a guy right on my ass. He wants me to get out of his way. And that would be cool. I wouldn't mind getting out of his way. But here's the thing. I'm up against the guy in front of me. I'm going the same way and the same speed he is. So I don't have to yield this lane as long as I'm up against the next person in front of me. Once it's clear in front of me, and there's no one in the lane to the right of me, I have to clear. I have to get out. But as long as there's a car directly in front of me, then I'm trying to go faster than the other car in this lane. As long as that's the case, then I can stay in this lane even longer. Oh, look, we're coming back up behind the carpetbagger. The term carpetbagger actually comes, it's an old term for when someone who was homeless would basically pack up everything they own in the rug that they had in their living room and roll it up and take it with them to the next town. And they called them carpetbaggers because they would literally make a bag out of their carpet that they had in their living room so they could carry all their shit. And that's where the term carpetbagger. And we use it a lot down here. Where it gets used a lot is in politics. Right now for CD 19, our congressional seat here, Byron Donald's old seat, believe it or not, we've got all these people running for it. There's 10 Democrats and 3 Republicans, three Democrats and 10 Republicans running for the same spot. And 5 or 6 of them are carpetbaggers. They're literally old folks that retired down here, and now they're 80 years old. They live down, and literally 2 of them are 80 years old, and they live down here, and now they want the prestige of being a congressman. So they're running for Congress. Look at that big thing over there. That's a church, if you guys can see that. It's always lit up, beautiful colors. They've got it red and green right now for Christmas. But that's like a spire, like a church. And there's, of course, the cross on it there. I don't know if you guys can see that on the right. Yeah, I'm sure you can. Kind of a neat thing there. This church always does it up. See, all the light poles are all done up very well, very much. I think the windshield needs cleaned. I think I'll try to take care of that tomorrow. Lakewood Ranch, next 2 exits. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Hamfest tomorrow. I'll give you guys, like I said, we're going to do a live broadcast from there. And then after we leave there, I'm going to do a live drive where we're going to be I'll be driving back, and we'll be traveling with the other guys, and we'll have a discussion on the way back about all the different things we saw at the Hamfest. So that's going to be kind of cool, because all the guys that went will all be on a certain radio channel, and we're going to have a radio-based discussion about the Hamfest, and you guys will be there, so it'll be pretty cool. We'll be doing that in the car here. And that'll be after we leave tomorrow, probably sometime mid-afternoon, and early afternoon to mid-afternoon. And also, we're going to do the walk-around between 10 and 11 in the morning, probably. And you know, you just kind of keep an eye out for those two things. And then I will be doing the sights and sounds tomorrow night as well. And we'll be doing that on a high-speed internet connection tomorrow night. So, like I said, we may see if we can find some Meteor cams, and I may see what I can do here even, and we'll put it all up. It'll be cool. We'll have a good time with it. I'm looking forward to the Meteor shower tomorrow night. You know, sometimes meteor showers are overhyped a little bit, and so I just want to mention that. Space Weather mentions that too, and it's a good thing to mention. Sometimes these things are overhyped, you know, and you'll get out there, and if you're not patient, you won't even see one, and that will break your heart for the next time, and you won't go do it, and I hate that. I have seen meteor showers that literally you're seeing one or two a minute, and you just have to lay there and just look up and let your eyes adjust, and next thing you know, you're seeing these things. I've also seen huge fireballs too. Sometimes you get pretty good sized fireballs with these. I've seen green fireball, blue fireball, and the stuff that you can see is damn near amazing. It really is. Absolutely amazing. See what else is going on this weekend too. Yeah, Halley's Comet was an example of one that was hyped. You know, yeah, with the telescope and stuff, it was cool to look at. But they hype it too much, and then it ends up building expectations up. So that's why I said it's worth going out tomorrow night and seeing this if you're in a dark sky location. Now, if you got a big old street light right in front of your house, and you're going to go sit out in your front grass, you're probably not going to see anything. You really kind of need a dark sky location. But if that's all you got, I probably would still do it. We never know exactly how much debris we're going to fly through and how active it's going to be. They're forecasting several a minute, but some of those could be very faint, hard to see. All right, we're coming up on Ruskin, Florida. Some of you may have heard that before. It's a small town, but that's where our National Weather Service office is. That covers most of the state. Ruskin, Florida. We also have the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida as well. Both NOAA, or National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration offices. Obviously, one specializes in daily weather and one specializes in hurricanes. And they all work together. part of one big thing. Guys, do me a favor. Let me know. The back seat's comfortable. There you go. Let me know. Has the video quality been good tonight? I mean, has it been skippy yippy and breaking up and all that bullshit, or has it been pretty good tonight? Hey Gator, what's up, man? Yeah, I think the cats have walked all over that back window. That's why it looks like shit like that, I think. I'll be on for about another 15-20 minutes, guys, and then I'm going to be signing off and get settled in up here, and we'll head to the Ham Fest about 8 or 8:30 in the morning. Don't expect anything from me till 10 or 11, though. I'm not going to be doing any broadcasting until I do the one with when I do the walk around at the Ham Fest, and then I'll be doing the drive out, which will be about an hour broadcast. And then tomorrow night we'll do a sights and sounds with the meteor shower. And then Sunday night I should be back in the studio. Or I may just be driving home, who knows? I don't have to go to work early on Monday, so I'm playing Sunday by ear. I'm noticing a lot of these purple lights up here. Remember I told you guys about the purple lights? Where these companies made these lights, and basically what these lights are, these LEDs, they don't make white LEDs. So what they do is they make blue LEDs, and they stretch a yellow phosphorescent material over them. Notice these two lights here. They're purple. I mean, you can even see that in the camera. It's even more dramatic when you're in person. Looks blue on the camera. It looks party purple when you're in person. What happened is, in order to make white light, they stretch a yellow phosphorescent material across the top of a blue LED, and then they project the blue through it, and what that does is the blue makes the yellow glow yellow. Well, what color is yellow? Yellow is 50% red and 50% blue. Or I'm sorry, green. So if yellow is 50% red and 50% green, then all you have to do is adjust it to allow so much blue to come through, and now you've got all three colors, and you're actually making white light. Because remember, white light is red light, green light, and blue light combined together, the three primary colors. And so that's how they make white light. Well, what happens is there's no way to test these bulbs, because we say, hey, this bulb's going to last 100,000 hours. How do they know that? We haven't invented this shit that long. Well, they don't. They're guessing. They're literally guessing. And so what ends up happening is a lot of them end up working great. Like these ones here all look great. They're all the same color, saving us electricity, doing great. Not a lot of glare. These are nice here. But some of them turn purple. I kind of like it. I think we should mix it up. Maybe have some red roads, maybe some blue ones. I think it'd be fun. All right, this is Ellington. We're going by now. We're almost coming up to Tampa here. We're outskirts of Tampa pretty soon. I think we still need to go by the 275 bypass. Oh, here goes one. He's doing over 100. Wow. He's doing about $110, guys. He's doing about $110. Wow. I like when they speed by me like that. I really do. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the cops love when they speed by me like that. They go mess with them. I like that. Then I can come poking by. doing whatever I'm doing and they won't mess with me. That guy was moving. I gotta still work on these windows or something. The streaks are bad. With all those lens flares, it looks like a J.J. Abrams movie. Big Bend Road, 20 miles, 18 minutes. Yeah, they've got a new law here now. If you're traveling 50 miles over the posted speed limit and or 100 miles an hour, they can seize your license and tow your car. And then there's a bunch of legal ramifications that come after that. Jail time, fines, you got to pay to get your car back. You might get your license back in 2 years. Look, if they were out by themselves, I think they should be able to do whatever they want. But when they start driving that recklessly, you're endangering people that are not driving like that, and that's unacceptable. The whole speed kills things is overdone, but still. Okay, this is the 275 bypass. What road, if you were going to go over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge and you were going to St. Petersburg or Clearwater, you would have taken that bypass and gone over the road right here. But instead, we're going to continue on north towards Parrish. You know, one of the funny things, I never realized how bad the infrastructure was in some of these blue cities up north. And I drove a cab for a while. And you know, one of the few things that really surprised me about driving a cab was the things people said. Like, I would go pick up people about once or twice a night. I would pick up a fare at the airport. And I would talk to the people. You know, I was very social because I wanted a tip, but I also like people and I like to talk, and I like to hear where they're at and what they're doing. I like talking and I like listening, so either one's fine with me. And so I would get these people in my cab, and I would drive them down through Naples or up through Fort Myers or into Cape Coral, and they would always say the same thing. Your roads are so nice down here. Your traffic lights and your street lights and your roads are so nice down here. Look, you got guardrails. You got them little reflector things in the road. I'm like, seriously, don't everybody got that shit? Seriously. And then Carlotta takes me to Baltimore, and I get to drive around Baltimore for a week. And I get to see where all those old dumpy traffic lights went from Florida from the 80s. I've never seen so much just absolutely ancient infrastructure in my life. Mercury vapor street lights, incandescent traffic lights that are half the size of what Florida even requires to have. And roads with big holes and bridges that look like they're about to fall down, and I'm not lying. I forget the name of that bridge. It was bad. I asked her, I said, hey, what's the odds this bridge stays up for a while? And of course, then later after that, the Key Bridge ends up getting knocked down, but that's a different bridge. But yeah, these bridges up there, bad shape. And I drove around, I'm like, I cannot believe how bad the infrastructure is in these left cities. And they've got a state income tax. They've got a shitload of local taxes. They got all these different taxes. They're paying 5 times more than we are on property tax. They're paying twice as much as we do to renew their tax and their licenses. and all that money goes into social services. And what ends up happening is you got 40-year-old street lights hanging up over the road, and they don't get good gas mileage, and they're always burning out. But it's like, it's just one bad decision after another. Down here in Florida, we keep the roads up. We get a pothole, they come out and fix it. I mean, that's how it's supposed to work in the world, right? And so I kind of, once I got to go up and spend some time in a blue city, and by the way, Baltimore's a great place. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things I really like about Baltimore. But I'm not a big city guy. And like I said, that's one part of the big city that really surprised me was how out of date and how poor condition that the infrastructure was in. And when I say infrastructure, I'm talking services provided by the government, like roads, street signs, traffic signals, street lights, the lines on the road, the curbs on both sides of the road, the sidewalks. That's all infrastructure. And when you go to a big blue city and you see, wow, now I see what those people are talking about. Because when you drive back down here, you're like, man, you know, our roads are really nice down here. It's true. It is what it is, man. And it's a lot because we get our money from tourism. We get our money from snowbirds. We get our money from transplants that move down here with their pension and retirement programs from their factory jobs or their government jobs up north. And they move down to Florida. And so all that money was made somewhere else, and it's all spent in Florida. And that's part of the reason why we're able to do what we do down here. That and just we're fiscally responsible a lot more than you get out of most states. I don't know what happened to fiscal responsibility. Nobody has it anymore. Nobody has personal fiscal responsibility. The cities don't have it. The HOAs don't have it. The educational departments don't have it. Nobody has any fiscal responsibility anymore. They're building a school in Lee County. It's 1.5 times budget, twice as long. It's incredible. They broke ground on this school and said, hey, we're going to spend, what, 20 million, whatever it is, 200 million, I don't know. And everybody thought, oh my God, that's a lot of money. But yeah, we need the school, so let's build the school. This was all like 7 years ago. They're still building that school. It's so far over budget. They don't know when they're going to open it. It's just absolutely ridiculous when you watch the money just pile up and pile up. And the good news is, with school choice, the state said this coming year, they're having a hard time getting everybody registered for school because this coming year, so many of the kids are being pulled out of public school, being put in private school. Hey, there's Carpetbagger. Hey, Carpet, you finally found another lane. Good deal, buddy. That's a good deal. So, yeah, but they literally, if you guys think about it, the money follows the student down here now. The money follows the student, which means if you want to take your $8,800 and go to a private school, you can now put your kid in a secular private school. When I say secular, like Christian or whatever, you can put them in a school of your choice that teaches the way you want to teach, or a non-secular private school, however you want to do it. But you choose, and then you take that $8,800 and the state sends it to the private school in care of your child to make sure that your child can go to that school. And then if they charge $10,000 a year, you're responsible for $1,200, and your kid gets to go to a great school all year long and not get indoctrinated by a bunch of public school Democrat teachers. I've heard about Ohio roads. I have two friends from Ohio, and they told me that shit's pretty bad up there. uh, well, here's the thing. Florida does things that most states don't do. We run zero budget here. You're not allowed to go over budget. Whether it's the water hyacinth control district, the mosquito control district, your local fire district, whether it's a special taxing district, whether it's a city, a county, a state, none of us are allowed to spend more than we make. It's a rule here. It's something the Democrats refuse to do. We make a rule. We don't have state debt. Gavin Newsom out there, he's got literally billions and tens and hundreds of billions of dollars in state debt. I'm not talking about debt rung up by people in the state. I'm talking about money that the state borrowed because it didn't have enough money. Florida, we've got an excess amount of money here. We could have a couple of bad years. We get a hurricane, Ron DeSantis comes down and builds 2 bridges back in a week. Because we have reserves and we got a plan. I just don't understand when they call us names and say we're not doing it right down here. We aren't. We have no income tax here. No state income tax. No local income tax. Our state sales tax is 6%. And my house taxes this year are literally like $300. I just renewed my driver's license. It was $48. How much is it in your state? I just renewed my tag. My tag was $46 to renew a tag for 1 year. So I mean, when you start looking, look up your website for your state and see what it costs to renew your driver's license. It's these little things that you don't think about that really start to add up after a while. It's not just property tax, sales tax, and income tax. There's all kinds of other taxes. There's tax on your gas. There's a road tax on your gas. There's a sales tax on your gas. In some states, like in Florida, we pay 60 or 70 cents per gallon in tax. In California, they're paying $2 or $3 per gallon in tax on their gasoline because Gavin Newsom wants you to sell your gasoline-powered car, and that's how he's trying to convince you to do that. He's convincing you to do that by making it so expensive that you would rather take your bicycle to work. That's right. That's right. The people that hate Florida are the people that know that they just ain't doing it right. Look, it's no secret. People down here write books on what to do. It's not a big deal. I'll tell you, the number one thing you do, you tell your governments in your state, you are not allowed to spend more than you make. I don't give a shit. If you have a hurricane, or you have a big fire, or you have a flood, or whatever, then you come to the state and we'll give you some more money. But you don't go over budget. You don't go over budget. These big cities, Baltimore goes over budget every single year. California over budget. LA over budget. LA City over budget. LA County over budget. It's ridiculous. The first thing you have to do is bring fiscal responsibility. That's the first thing. Look, you can't spend more than you make or they take your house and your car and you're screwed. But for some reason, the government thinks it's okay for them to spend more than they make. Why is it okay for them? I had the same problem with things like bank bailouts and GM bailouts and things like that. You don't spend more than you make. It's that simple. If you don't spend more than you make, then you don't get in trouble. Yep. Yeah, Yeah, we don't. We have no. There is no form of income tax at all here in the state of Florida at all. They don't. We don't fill out any paperwork for the state. The state doesn't know how much I make. It's none of their business. Well, I don't know. I don't know why they're skyrocketing unless you guys are doing something locally. Our gas prices are down here $1 since Trump took office. We're down $1, maybe $1.05 at this point, and I think we're going to see 1.99 again at the end of his first term. My local gas station got down to $1.99, and if you do the math and the projections and everything, I think that it's going to be entirely possible for us to see that there's people all in front of this guy. It's not his fault, but I think it's entirely possible gas is going to get down to $2 a gallon again, under $2 a gallon. Once that happens, the whole economy starts running like wildfire because gas drives everything, literally. Gas and diesel prices decide how much your dog food's going to cost. It decides everything, how much your commute to work's going to cost. It decides everything in your life. And that's why gasoline prices are generally the first to rise. They're the first to fall, and they're generally a talisman of something that's going to come. When you see gas prices dropping and nothing else, just give it time, because it takes 30, 60, 90 days for that savings to make it back to you, the consumer, but it does come. It does come. And that's what Trump's doing right now. We're literally, gas prices continue to drop. Prices of some other things have dropped. I mean, eggs are down a little bit. There's some things that are down. There's also a lot of things that are the same as when Biden was in. But guess what? They were going up at 8% a year when Biden was in. Even if it's level now, that's another thing people don't seem to understand. They're like, I'm paying the same for waffles as I was paying under Joe damn Biden. Yes, you are. But guess what? Those waffles were going up 8% a year under Joe Biden. They didn't go up at all this year. At all. That's the difference. Okay? And that's why when people say, I don't think Trump's fixing the economy. Why? Because I'm still paying $5 for waffles. He's already stopped the bleeding. He stopped the bleeding. That's the first thing you have to do. And he did that. And now we're at almost a inflationary neutrality right now. That's what you have to do. If something's going the wrong way, you have to right the course, and then you have to run the course. Well, he's righted the course. Now we got to run it, and that's where we're at. And I think if we keep this going, this tariff thing is flushing the federal government with money right now. It's going to help with a lot of different things. And let me tell you something. The mainstream media, they have been hyping this tariff. Oh, it's ruining the farmers. It's ruining everything. No, everything's being fixed right along the way. The farmers were subsidized. I'm not big on subsidies, but I understand this one. So if you can flash me all you want, I'm not getting over. Oh, well, if this guy's getting over, then I'm going to take off. But anyway, I think the economy's doing fine. I really wish people could be a little more patient. I think it's important. Whoa, shit. I was going to that lane, ass crack. Alright, so anyway, yeah, in order to turn something around, if you're going to turn something around, you have to get it to stop first. You have to get it to stop first. And that's just the bottom line. And so what we've done is we've stopped it. Now we're turning it around. I'm going to show you something. I can't show you, it's dark, but I bought another Chinese radio the other day, and this radio I bought, would you believe, the price is gone down. They're selling these radios that were $20 and $25. They're now $16 and $18. This radio I bought was $100. Now it's $50. So all this bullshit that the media's been turning out about how these tariffs are bad, they're going to ruin everything. No, they're not. It's called free markets and competition. Everything works itself out. The economy, like the earth, adjusts its temperature. I think it's going to be good. I think we're going to do really good by next year. We're going to be applying this surplus to things that we need to fix, like debt. He's talking about giving out subsidy checks. I'm not really much on that, but okay. Because he knows if he gives every household $1,000, they'll all go out and spend that money, and the economy will return that much money back. You guys understand how that works? That's why I said he's going to give it. No, you got to do it the right way. If you do it the right way, you'll get the money back because you'll stimulate the economy. Unlike Joe Biden, when he gives out money, he doesn't give it to everybody. He only gives it to certain people. I personally don't like handouts at all, but hey. Oh man, I'm so tired. Remember, guys, a lot of you might not know this. Yes, the foreign countries were raping us. You had places like India that would put a 60 or 70% tariff on goods made in the United States. And then we had no tariff at all on their shit coming back. That's just bad business. It's also stupid. And we're not doing that no more. And what he told them was, everybody's like, he's jacking up he's not jacking up anything. What he told them was, you set your tariff where you want it and we're going to match it. That's all. You want a zero tariff? We want a zero tariff. Let's do no tariff at all. We have countries that we have no tariff on at all. Because they're playing ball. And it's just making it fair. There's nothing wrong with making shit fair. Yeah, we could just about fund the government just about on tariffs, just like they used to do. You're absolutely right. Yep, diesel. Well, and when I say gasoline, diesel, it's all fossil fuel. It all goes up and down. Diesel and gasoline prices almost always move together. Yeah, whether it's diesel, gas, kerosene, whatever it is, it's all the same thing. It's fuel oil, and whether it's for heating or whether it's for running cars, whatever it is, we all got to buy it, and that directly affects consumer goods and the price of consumer goods. Absolutely. All right, guys, I'm going to be signing off here in about 5 or 10 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know it wasn't much of one tonight, but it was a good test of the equipment. The buck converter that I bought for my computer is working great. I'm showing a 100% charge, 90-something% charge. So that means it's staying close to topped off, and that's good. As long as I can keep it charged while I'm going, then I can go and go and go. That was my big problem the last time, a couple weekends ago, when I went out to do the whole weekend. My computer was going dead in 1 hour because of the usage of it, and I couldn't charge it in the car. So now I got a converter that goes directly from my cigarette lighter plug right into the side of the computer. And what that does is it prevents me having to convert everything twice. All right. All right, guys. Last call in the chat room. I got to get going here. I'm in Tampa proper now. Man, you can tell they drive in Tampa. Man, they drive very big city here, which is no big deal. I can hack it. Good ham support. I like when ham radio is used to help out nonprofit functions and events and stuff like that. It's not done much anymore. I really like to see that. That's awesome, Dom. Yeah, gas in California goes up every month. It's one constant on this side of the universe. All right, everybody. I'm going to slowly sign off here. I'll leave the chat up for a few minutes. I do appreciate everybody being here tonight, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow on our 2 or 3 different broadcasts that we're going to be doing tomorrow. It should be a lot of fun. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. In our mobile unit, we are live tonight, right now in Tampa, Florida, and we'll be back tomorrow at the Tampa Ham Fest sometime late morning. Check us out then. Have a good night.